Stanford University.
So I sectioned out 15 minutes. I picked 6 students. I told them they had 1.576 seconds to tell you guys what they do. So next slide's up. I'd like to show you some of the students here. Why don't you guys all come up, and we're just going to pass the mic. Why don't you, perfect order, just like that. This is going to work. All right, so, and this is totally selfish. I get to work with all of these students right here. So I want them to just spend a few minutes telling you the kinds of things that they get to do on this campus with incredible resources and others to work with. So, hey, Kevin, will you kick this off?
Sure. How's everybody doing? Good. Oh, that's the slide.
Yeah, green button.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chelsea, and I'm a junior studying hum bio and concentrating in preventive health.
Hey, everybody. My name's Kevin. I'm a senior studying hum bio. My concentration is in preventative medicine and community health. Today, we're going to tell you a little bit about our summer involvement with Full Circle Farm Summer Camp and about a program that we started towards the end of the camp targeted at families.
Over the past summer, we worked as camp counselors at Full Circle Farm, an urban community-supported farm in Sunnyvale, and we led and organized the summer camp for children on the farm.
The intent of the summer camp is to increase vegetable preferences and have the kids have a better connection with food, but we don't tell them that. We tell them that it's a fun summer camp where they get to do fun outdoor farm activities.
Some of the daily activities included composting and gardening, as well as playing with the chickens. The kids were infatuated with the chickens. Parents, if your kids are asking for a pet, we suggest chickens.
Plus, you get free breakfast. So in addition to our daily activities, we, the counselors, along with the campers and occasionally some of the farm staff and volunteers, had daily meals. The best part about the daily meals was that the kids cooked almost the entire meal. So we taught them how and when to harvest different vegetables. We taught them how to safely use different kitchen equipment. And we encouraged them to use their creativity and sense of taste when they were cooking food.
Some of the meals included sushi Ritos, potato tacos, Thai curries, and our weekly favorites, garden fresh pizzas. And we even covered some controversial topics such as organics versus non-organics and GMOs.
Throughout the camp, we tried to keep a very open-minded culture about food. So whenever a kid was reluctant to trying a new vegetable, we told them to take a farmer's bite, just to taste. And we rewarded them with high fives. And through this, we actually saw kids go from, oh, I hate red cabbage, to, I love red cabbage. I don't know why I never tried it before. So it's very effective.
The campers enjoyed cooking and eating lots of different veggies, but we realized that this experience may be limited to our camp and not extend into their homes. And we realized that to change food behaviors, we had to get parents involved.
So one of our fellow camp counselors, actually pictured up here, recent Stanford grad Matt Schneider, came up with the idea that we should just start inviting families to the farm and get them to do the same most important activities that we do with the kids, harvesting and cooking vegetables.
We planned and hosted the first family dinner on Saturday during the middle of our summer camp at the Full Circle Farm. And despite short notice and some logistical troubles, we had 2 families come and enjoy a farm fresh meal they harvested and cooked themselves.
So we really had the chance to engage with these families and talk about food while we were preparing our meal, which was very natural and it provided a lot of great insight, specifically for me. We got to meet one family that wanted to cook more and wanted to eat less processed food, but they felt like they didn't have a lot of time. They had a specific need for processed snacks, and the other family had actually found a solution for this by having a lot of freshly cut vegetables and hummus constantly available in the fridge so that their kids would reach for that as the first thing that they wanted to snack on.
We've organized a total of 4 monthly family camp dinners, during which members of the community have come together to build relationships with each other as well as with farm staff, all while harvesting and cooking the farm fresh meals.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to our portion of the presentation.
Thanks. Can you click it back? Yeah. And in the true community spirit, they got one of the parents involved. So this parent right here is actually taking on part of the task. So he shows up and participates in the organization. So thanks for getting him inspired. And if we keep going, oh no, I'm kicking the wrong button. So let me, there's Kevin, there's Chelsea. And there they are, high-fiving one another after another fabulous day working together. Okay, So, the next folks that I want to talk to, I guess I don't actually need that mic, I forgot. So Marika and Cecily are co-directors of the Stanford Food Project. And let me see what slide I have next. Yeah, so I've talked about this before. So on campus, the VPUE got Deborah and Matt and Patrick Archie and Jay Mitchell and I together to come up with this idea of a food helix to try to intentionally integrate some classes, and that's now ongoing this year. And so we have integrated the classes. Oh yeah, Matt, that was your quick thing. I went from dining to design. I had 2 slides there. Sorry, I forgot I put that subtle shift in. Okay, anyway, and here's the 4 classes. And at the end of the day, we weren't really that happy with the 4 classes. Deborah's classes aren't in there right now, and there's a lot of other classes that aren't in there. So we're working on expanding the idea of what that food helix could be. But part of what we heard the students say is they want hands-on, not just thinking in class. So Marika and Cecily are now hired to co-promote the Stanford Food Project and money that the VPUE is giving us for events. So what are we asking you to do?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Marika Sitz. I'm a senior majoring in human biology with a concentration in food and agriculture systems, so highly relevant. And I'm co-president of the Stanford Food Project and also a newly hired Food Helix intern.
Hi, my name is Cecily Foote. I am a junior studying product design, and I am in the same roles as Marika in SFP and the Food Helix.
So we kind of want to just give you a brief background of the Stanford Food Project, and then we'll launch into some cool, exciting things the Food Helix is doing after that. So the Stanford Food Project was founded in 2010 as the Stanford Farm Project. And a couple years ago, we changed our name to reflect the issues that we were encompassing a little more broadly, so all sorts of food and farming issues. And over the past 4 years, we've hosted speakers, cooking workshops, and also fostered conversations between students and a wide range of food and farming activists with all different backgrounds. And our goal really is to be a hub of food and farming information for students on campus and try to connect with them.
So we want to maintain our commitment to providing fun and engaging activities for food engagement. So we're continuing to plan events every quarter, the same kind of events that are diverse, like all kinds of topics of the food system, and really educational, targeted at all students. We're also working to promote the new farm that's opening soon. It's being worked on right now, just as we help to build a culture around the old farm that's getting closed soon. And we also have a new project that's coming out now. We're working on a brand new resource guide for all things food and farming at Stanford. So we'll be looking into providing resources. It'll be an actual printed handbook with resources on and off campus, academic and extracurricular, well-known and hidden for all students as a resource to really accelerate student engagement in the food issues.
Yeah, so right now is an incredibly exciting time for food on the Stanford's campus. As Cecily mentioned, we have the new student farm just over there where they started planning a couple weeks ago. And last year we saw the launch of a new track in the Earth Systems major focused on food and agriculture. And since the Stanford Food Project has come into existence, we've seen a ton of other small student groups arise focused on more specific issues under this large umbrella. So all of this is creating a really, really great food and farming environment for which to build the Food Helix on this campus.
So to augment the academic roots of the Food Helix, we're planning quarterly events targeted at students in these Food Helix courses, but available to all students across campus. So these include field trips to local farms, quarterly dinners that we cook together and eat together, film screenings and speakers. So this coming Saturday, we're actually taking a group of students to Pie Ranch, the local sustainable and educational farm in Pescadero. And in a few weeks, we'll be screening Fed Up, the new documentary. And it's the week before Thanksgiving, so I'm not sure if that's cruel or brilliant yet. But and then after that, we'll be having our quarterly dinner. So kind of our goal in planning all of these events is to help out the students in the food system classes, really augment their education, but also reach students all across campus and all across disciplines.
Yeah, so like Cecily was saying, food is an incredibly complex and multifaceted issue, and the issues stemming from it need interdisciplinary solutions. So I think the Food Helix really has a great potential to bring together students from all different backgrounds and majors and give them hands-on experience, whether at Pie Ranch or watching a documentary or cooking, and hopefully we can come together and really focus on coming up with creative solutions for food problems.
Thank you so much, and please talk to us after the session at our table.
All right, so the next two that I'm going to introduce are not undergrads, and I would like Sanu Thadani to stand over here on the edge. So we have a new program affiliated with the Stanford Prevention Research Center. Big bow for Sanu, or big round of applause for Sanu for creating Stanford Health for All. So these are actually people thinking about a shift in career. For some, it's a post-bac program, and they go through 3 quarters where you start with 3 classes, then you have 2, and then you have 1, and you get a community partner along the way, and then you spend more time with them. And the last quarter, you're mostly working with a community partner. The range of projects is wide, but I had the great pleasure of working with Jessica and Jenna, who picked food projects that they're going to tell you about now.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and what drew me to the program was health in school communities, and specifically through school gardens. So I was really excited to be able to work with the Palo Alto Unified School District as my community partner. And the first part of my project was just assessing their existing school garden programs and past failed school garden programs. So quite a bit of time just assessing those and doing interviews and tracking down all the people that were involved in any way, which was reaching out to principals, parents, teachers, PTA, the facilities operators, and other organizations that had been involved, like Common Ground and Slow Food. And so we put all those connections together. And it was really valuable to take that back to the district because they didn't have a clear picture of what was going on with their school gardens. The next part was assessing nationwide what was going on. I thought that was valuable to take back to them also. So I attended conferences like Farm to Cafeteria, Farm to Table, and I wanted to find the answers from the larger organizations that were already pushing the movement forward. And that was very helpful. And the exciting part that I think I probably most enjoyed was doing the actual work, creating a school garden. During my internship time, we had 6 beds installed at one school and were able to take classes out at the very end and plant radishes and get the kids out there. And also at another school, went through a process of planning and securing funding, and it's very exciting. This month, hopefully, we'll have a native and edible garden with around 15 to 20 beds going in, and most of it funded by a landscape rebate program from the city. So that's very exciting. And the last 2 things I'm really excited about is more involvement with Stanford students, talking with the community engagement learning program there and trying to get more students to come out and be in our gardens, and also research and support across all our 7 schools. So just more involvement. And the district was very pleased with the project, and they're excited to move forward. So a wonderful experience. If you want to hear more, I'll be out by my poster, and we also have more information about Health for All.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Jenna, and I had the immense pleasure of working with Stanford Dining, and Christopher so kindly served as my mentor and guiding me through the research project. My research was looking at the impact that the Dining Ambassador program had on the undergraduate students here at Stanford. So the Dining Ambassador program is relatively new. It's where students are paid to serve as the liaison between their peers and the dining staff in order to facilitate community in the dining halls. So my biggest takeaway from that was just the enthusiasm that the dining ambassadors showed when introduced to tailored messages such as nutrition and sustainability, and what Stanford Dining is doing on a policy level in terms of nutrition and sustainability. And so, what we saw was students from the ages of 18 and 22 were actually very interested in issues such as these. And so we wanted to see if we can increase the impact that the dining ambassadors had on the undergraduate students, and to see if we can enhance their roles in order to include those messages. And so right now, currently, I am employed as part of the team in order to see if we can increase the impact and what that would look like. And our posters are also outside, and there is more information about Health for America outside, so thank you.
Yeah, and to follow up on that really quickly, so she did such a good job with the research project. Eric Montell, who was looking at this, that's his idea. The dining ambassador says, you know, where should we go from here? Jenna said, you know, more work is needed, and so he hired her. Awesome. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have posters and tables and posters in the session that we're going to announce soon. Big round of applause for all these interactive, engaged students.
For more, please visit us at stanford.edu.